This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson.
And I'm Jeff Andrulonis. Good evening. The big story tonight on the 6 o'clock report, Olean losing another employer. A press conference earlier today in Dallas, Texas, to talk about the future of the Dow Tile plant in Olean, and company officials announced that the plant in Olean is closing. The company decided to close its Olean location, consolidating and expanding operations into Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Approximately 64 positions will be added in Gettysburg, but that leaves nearly 174 people jobless by the end of January 2013 here in Olean. Dow Tile President John Turner Jr. said in a statement that the decision was made with careful consideration, but declining demand for this type of tile and the excess production capacity necessitated the decision to close the Olean facility. It was an extremely difficult decision, the president said, given our employees and history at the site. However, our manufacturing operations at Gettysburg provide the capacity, flexibility, and cost effectiveness that we require to meet customer needs. That quote from Dow Tile President John Turner Jr. The company notified their employees in Olean and Gettysburg earlier this morning. Dow Tile is the largest manufacturer of ceramic tile and natural stone products in North America.
People are still talking about the presidential debate that had more than 1 million people watching. WVTT's Derek Smith has the story.
As one of 3 presidential debates launched Wednesday night, even CNN will tell you, Mitt Romney took the stage and the win.
Republican Mitt Romney came out strong in the first showdown between the presidential candidates last night here in Denver. And according to a CNN ORC Snap poll, among a sampling of voters who watched the debate, 67% say Romney won versus 25% for President Obama.
Important policies were discussed, and both parties shared their ideologies concerning the economy, taxes, and health care.
I like the fact that in my state we had Republicans and Democrats come together and work together. What you did instead was to push through a plan without a single Republican vote.
And over the last 2 years, health care premiums have gone up. It's true, but they've gone up slower than any time in the last 50 years.
Obama was to kind of play it safe Wednesday night, so to speak, playing on the defensive side. Instead, it was the president who found himself attacking Mitt Romney's plans.
It's not possible to come up with enough deductions and loopholes that only affect high-income individuals to avoid either raising the deficit or burdening the middle class.
I'm here at St. Bonaventure, and I'm asking students what they thought about Wednesday night's debate.
It's really refreshing just to hear them both on stage together talking.
And who do you think won?
Well, I think Romney won this first round. However, there's 2 more debates, and as an undecided voter, I'm going to be watching that.
I think one of the things that struck me was that Romney was very confident during the debate and had great body language, and that kind of stuck out for me a lot.
Romney was a lot more fluent than Obama was. I think Obama was trying to be more presidential rather than, being more, conversation.
Probably give Romney a B- and Obama a C+.
Okay.
Overall, it was pretty good, and I feel like Mitt Romney dominated at least the first hour, and then kind of towards the end, he didn't dominate so much.
Many believe that Mitt Romney won the fight, but some still think Obama took the edge.
I thought that Romney was very contradicting in a lot of things that he said, whether it'd be his tax cuts or increasing the deficit. Just things like that. All in all, I thought Obama had a better debate.
I thought it was a good debate. I think that Mitt Romney was unfair towards Obama, and I think that he didn't have enough time to say what he wanted to. And
yeah, I think Obama had a lot of good points, and I think he'll be able to redeem himself.
Let him finish what he started!
According to the majority, it was Romney that came out the winner, but we still have 2 more debates. Plenty of room for Obama to push back. In Olean, I'm Derek Smith, News Channel 25, WVTT.
After the recent decision made by Commonwealth Court Judge Robert Simpson earlier this week, lawyers who persuaded his decision are now saying they need to stop running what they consider to be misleading ads. Voters might be asked to show ID when they visit the polls in the upcoming general election on November 6th, but they will be able to vote even if they don't have one. Opponents say advertisements taken out by the states advising voters that they must have an ID to vote in the November election need to be adjusted to reflect Simpson's ruling.
A fatal accident today involving a Pennsylvania State Police trooper. State Police Commissioner Frank Noonan released a statement regarding the fatal crash that took the life of Trooper First Class Blake Coble of Troop D in Beaver Station. The commissioner says that it happened just after 10 o'clock this morning. Trooper Coble was involved in a motor vehicle crash on Route 168 and Blackhawk Road in South Beaver Township in Beaver County. He was transported to Heritage Valley Beaver Hospital but succumbed to his injuries. The 48-year-old trooper had been a member of the Pennsylvania State Police since 1988. He's survived by 2 children and his wife Brenda, who's a police communications operator at Troop D in Beaver Station.
The University of Pittsburgh at Bradford's Office of Counseling Services will hold a depression screening as part of National Depression Screening Day on October 10th. Counselors from Pitt Bradford, the Guidance Center, and Behavioral Health Services at Upper Allegheny Health Center will be on hand from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Frame Westburg Commons. Participants will have an opportunity to take a brief anonymous screening and meet one-on-one with a mental health professional. The screening will provide participants with insight into symptoms they might be experiencing and will be helpful treatment and referral information if necessary. According to Director of Counseling Services, Dr. Leslie Reinhardt, many people don't associate their stress with a mood disorder, but if the stress is left untreated, it could develop into long-term anxiety or depression.
Another charge of forgery tonight against a Cattaraugus County SPCA animal cruelty officer. Philip Barrett was charged with a second count of forgery in Hinsdale Town Court yesterday. He's accused of forging his signature on 2 rabies vaccination certificates. He's already pleaded not guilty. He'll be back in court next month. Meanwhile, Animal Allies protested outside the courthouse, and they're holding a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock at the Cattaraugus County JCC campus. They're continuing to try to educate people on what they're calling deplorable conditions at the Cat County SPCA. Animal activist Morgan Dunbar shared with WVTT her concerns about the local SPCA.
Right now, the Cattaraugus County SPCA calls itself a no-kill shelter, and that's far from the case. You know, what they are is a slow-kill shelter. They're not giving the animals veterinary care, and so our number one goal is to get the animals inside that facility some vet care. We want to help them. We want to, number one, get that facility to be a true no-kill shelter.
You may be able to purchase alcohol at local farmers markets soon. Governor Andrew Cuomo has signed new legislation that will allow licensed farm distilleries to sell their liquor at the New York State Fair, recognized county fairs, and not-for-profit farmers markets. This new law will help local farms to grow by providing them with the same access to marketing opportunities that other wineries and breweries currently have. According to Cuomo, farm distilleries and the agricultural sector play a major role in New York State's economy and will also give them a chance to reach new customers and grow their business.
You're probably already familiar with senior citizen discounts that many businesses offer. Well, more and more businesses are also offering discounts to veterans. But how to identify them? There's a new law in New York State that was signed by Governor Cuomo yesterday that would allow a mark to be placed on a veteran's driver's license or non-driver ID, acknowledging their veteran status. The law makes it more simple and convenient for veterans to show and verify to a business their status as veterans without having to carry multiple forms of identification. Now, in order to obtain the status from the DMV, applicants will have to submit proof that they were honorably discharged from the armed forces.
State police have released the details of the fatal tractor-trailer crash at the intersection of Main Street and Route 6 at the western entrance to the village of Rowlett. 73-year-old Gordon Daniel Cotter of Rowlett, Pennsylvania, was killed in the crash that happened just after 8 o'clock last night. The tractor-trailer, driven by 72-year-old Kenneth Hunter Scott of Chase City, Virginia, was not hurt. Cotter was fatally injured as a result of the crash. Both operators were wearing their seatbelts at the time.
A St. Mary's man is in custody tonight, charged with arson. According to St. Mary's Police, 25-year-old Stephen Hewlings is charged with arson and related offenses in connection with a fire that destroyed a house in St. Mary's. Hewlings is in the Elk County lockup tonight on $50,000 bond.
13-year-old Daisy Blue has gone missing in Buffalo, last seen on Monday night. She's 5 feet tall, weighs about 100 pounds. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie and pants. Blue may be in even more danger. She has an undisclosed medical condition and may need her medication. She could be in the Bailey East, Delavan, Olympic areas. Police ask if you see her to call 911 right away.
Controversy continuing about smoking indoors. Yesterday, the Cattaraugus County Board of Health heard from several businesses who will be affected when their waivers to the Clean Indoor Air Act are not reinstated at the end of 2013. The Issaquah Fire Department and the Little Valley VFW told the board they're worried that they'll lose business if the use of separate smoking rooms becomes obsolete. Representatives from Rough Cuts, a bar in South Dayton, also appealed to the board to rethink its decision. Off-Track Betting, the other business affected by the Clean Indoor Air Act waivers, did not seem to object to the board.
A St. Bonaventure psychologist is putting out her own novel. WVTT's Ashley Masala is covering that story for us tomorrow night on the 6 o'clock report.
Just down from our glass-enclosed nerve center, our camera crew was able to catch the aftermath of a car that blew up. It happened behind the Wendy's off 1st Street. Here in Olean, just after 3 o'clock this afternoon, a Ford pickup engulfed in flames prompted the Olean Fire Department to arrive and put it out. No one was hurt in the incident. It's unclear why that car blew up. Coming up on the 6 o'clock report, more controversy out of Japan and follow up on last night's debate in Denver as the 6 o'clock report continues here on News Channel 25 WVTT.